Going down. You all right?
I guess.
We trust
Finally
in
up and
legacy.
about.
That's a question for the diviner. Not me.
Yeah.
But it is hard some days.
You need to watch your words.
Cross the great
Hey,
ocean for it.
you're back.
It better be good.
Watch it. It's not our place to question you.
Please, are you sure you're all right?
You mind leaving me alone for a sec?
There you are. Did your excursion pan out?
Okay. Off to the big pyramid to fight the Thunderjaw.
A barbarian!
Run, stranger! There's
The
a killer
will
machine
kill
about!
you!
There you are. I guess we're doing this. Sleep for now.
on?
This is where I saw something.
Maybe we're just being jumped.
This is where I saw something.
Got it! Acid's all over it! Pain subside. these up.
Come on over, you. Word.
You killed that machine!
Your CEO sent me. I need to speak to Alva.
By all means, then.
Hail, Machine Hunter!
Open the gates!
Speak with us!
Alva, I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, you got rid of that machine. But what are you doing here?
There's something inside Thebes that I need. I went to Landfall. I met your CEO. We came to an agreement, kind of.
And you're going to help us get in?
I guess so. The whole thing was a little tense. There was something off about that guy. And I don't understand what he wants from Thebes. I thought we found the data that your people needed back on the mainland.
That data will take us years to sift through. The CO wants faster results. Aloy, you have to be careful.
There they are! The legacy tells us that Elizabeth Sobek helped the ancestors cast aside all obstacles. And so it has been today.
You have been true to your word. I'm pleased. Thebes awaits us below. Shall we?
Quite an excavation.
Much of this was flooded. We had to pump a great deal of water out. Behold, the door.
A door like no other.
Well, you're right about that. It's designed to open for only one man. Ted Faro.
But the legacy tells us that he worked closely with Sobek. He trusted her. Surely she could open the door, and so surely can you.
Not gonna happen. At least not from this side.
You said she was a living ancestor with Sobek's eternal essence.
If I may, Pharaoh, great as he was, did not build his palace alone. We know this from scraps of data we found, the ones that pointed to this location. And we found evidence of passages below. Maybe they were built to aid construction. Or for servants. We can't reach them. The way is flooded and they're too far underwater, but...
Yeah. I can reach them. There might be another way in down there.
You see? With Sobek, there is always a way.
Then do what you must to get us inside.
This water's warm. It's almost like a hot spring. What? Look at that thing. It's huge. It goes all the way down to the bottom. There's a rupture up there. Maybe a way in. Yeah, this could get me inside. Okay. Looks like this tunnel leads deeper into the structure. to find a way to stop that turbine from spinning to get past it. There's gotta be a way to stop that turbine around here somewhere. Stop the turbine. Good. Okay, I'm inside, but how do I let the Quen in?
Here I am again. Hiding in the
Looks like
gym.
an exercise
Writing
room?
to stay sane in this crazy place. I can't believe Grigori's dead. Our so-called spiritual leader was fine yesterday, and then suddenly passed away in his sleep, and no one will talk to me about it. They treat me like a child, whispering behind my back, as if I can't cope with death, even after the end of the world.
So Ted had other people in here with him, including a teenage girl. The living area. It's pretty big, too.
There's nothing normal about a scientist, his daughter, a guru, and well, let's face it, a harem living through the end times in a trillionaire's underground survival bunker. But now that Grigori's gone, I'm worried things will get even weirder. He helped keep Ted stable for a couple of years, sort of. Without him, who knows? And we don't even understand what happened to him.
The girl's right. Nothing normal about Ted.
know everyone's reeling after Grigori's, untimely demise. He was a deeply spiritual man who wasn't afraid to rip back the curtain and gaze where few men dare. I've asked Dr. Sumtow to, check on what happened to him. I'm sure he had some kind of condition or something.
This is the way to the main
The main
door,
point
so
is
we
that
can
while
get
we
in.
certainly miss him, we will go on. Everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah, something tells me it didn't turn out that way. Look at this place. It's pretty fancy for a survival bunker.
Most of Ted's women repulse me, okay? They're like contestants on a housewife
the door.
sim preening for the hubby's attention.
Hope I can open
But
it from the
Brianna,
inside.
the hollow singer, she's different. She's always been nice to me. And I love her voice, which has been conspicuous. Most of Ted's women repulse me, okay? They're like contestants on a housewife sim preening for the hubby's attention. But Brianna, the hollow singer, she's different. She's always been nice to me. And I love her voice, which has been conspicuously silent since Grigori died. She doesn't speculate or gossip like the others. She knows something. I can tell. And I'm gonna find out what it is.
Ah, good. An emergency exit function.
Emergency exit initiated. The door is open. Destiny is upon us. I knew you could do it.
What's going on?
The CO is preparing to enter Thebes.
Oh, why are you dressed like Ted Faro?
I am Pharaoh, renewed. My essence is the same as his. Across the years, across the generations, his soul is my soul. His will is my will. We are sundered in only one way. I need his final testament, his deepest secrets. And now that the door is open, those secrets are within my grasp. When I have them, I will be complete, as he was. I will have everything I need to save our homeland, and, as Pharaoh did, the world.
Okay. I think there's some confusion here about who Pharaoh really was.
No one knows better than I who he was, who he is. Me. The Renewer, greatest of the ancestors, the man who saved the world. And you. You understand, Sobek. You are her, Pharaoh's harbinger, his assistant. Come, we will descend into Thebes together, as it should be. Bring her the raiment.
Raiment?
As he is Pharaoh, you are Sobek. For an occasion this momentous, shouldn't you wear proper business attire?
Whoa. No. No, I am not wearing that. No way.
You will wear the proper attire to mark this moment.
Or what?
It is said Sobek valued life above all else. Is this true?
Fine. I'll wear your raiment.
Excellent. Shall we proceed? Look at this place. The grandeur.
Pharaoh's domain. Simply breathtaking.
Excellent. Somewhere in here, Pharaoh left his secrets. Let's go find them.
Your Magnificence, perhaps we should leave guards behind to cover our exits?
Indeed. Let it be done.
To think all this preserved for the ages.
As destiny intended for me. Pharaoh's visage, a monument to greatness.
Truly, my CO.
It's a monument to something, I'll give you that.
Brianna didn't wake up this morning. She's gone. Just like Grigori. And looking up at the giant, hideous statue of Ted in the Great Hall. His eyes. And I know now that he's watching me. He's watching us all. He's always had power over us.
I think this way might
Never
lead down.
knew how much.
Did you discover some data? Remember every detail of his, Bohai, for posterity.
It will be its own chapter in your legacy.
Brianna told me that Grigori hacked into restricted files and found out something awful. That Ted murdered important people who worked on Zero Dawn.
Why
Did Ted
palace Pharaoh built
punish Grigori? Kill him for discovering what he did? How could that be? Dad said there wasn't a mark on Grigori's body. His heart just gave out.
Find anything interesting?
I can't make sense of it yet.
Wonder if Pharaoh had a footbath in here.
There will be no further discussion of your feet, Bohai.
So hey, this is weird.
Yeah, I tried to warn you.
Yeah, sort of.
I'll explain everything if we survive long enough.
Those certainly look threatening.
Huh. Statues. The guardians of Pharaoh's domain.
Those aren't statues. Look out!
Get the CO out of here!
Guess it's just us then.
We have no choice!
A poor showing for the diviner.
Help the diviner! Don't let up!
I won't be joining the ancestors!
Good strike!
The legacy will define me! You saw its weak spot!
That must have hurt! Oh, it got you! There! It is done!
Thanks.
Where's Overseer Bohai?
He has decided wise choice. We can't afford to lose any more diviners than necessary. So,
More delays. We must proceed.
yes, that looks like the way.
When I built this place, when its special systems were designed, I knew what I wanted. Protection, of course. An unlimited power source, that was a given. But also... control. Over every possible eventuality. After all, you never know what'll happen, especially when the human element is involved.
What did you find?
Trust me. You don't want to know.
I guess I don't.
Ever deeper we go.
What is that? A reclining throne, attached to some kind of apparatus. I wonder what it does. An impressive setup. What is it for?
I'm sorry, Co. I don't know. My focus can't read the data here.
What about the living ancestor? Is the data lost to her? Scan the device, if you will.
Made a minor adjustment to the gene therapy regimen and added a new cocktail to treat the symptoms caused by the mutations. Hopefully, there will be some stabilization after the next treatment. God knows what Ted'll do to us if there isn't. The early results were so promising. No signs of aging, no cellular degeneration, but now... Oh, if only I had access to my old lab in Bangkok, or my old colleagues, or my old liquor cabinet. Stop it. Got to stay positive. For Kenya.
You saw something. I could tell. Did the data explain what Pharaoh used this device for?
I think he was undergoing treatments to live longer. A lot longer.
Really? Could he still be alive?
Don't be foolish. If he were alive, he would have kept his essence. It would not have been passed down to me. Remember, he was the renewer. Of course he would have stopped at nothing to grasp the secrets of life and death. But not for himself. Everything he did was for a new beginning. For us, for the Quen. And for his true heir, me.
You know, I'm starting to think you're right. You do have a lot in common with Ted Pharaoh.
I knew you would see, in time. Let us continue. His secrets await.
You did this for him?
Is that a small office?
You put,
for a
like,
minor functionary,
off switches
perhaps?
in everyone's heads?
Kenya, you mustn't judge me. I had no choice. If I said no, what would he do to us? What would he do to you? You're my little girl. I was trying to keep you alive.
For what, Dad? Seriously, why? So we can be trapped in this underground nightmare? You know what we have to do. Please.
Did you find a recording, Aloy?
Yeah. I'll share it with you later.
An automated geothermal energy plant right under the city of San Francisco. A marvel. Even I can run it, and let's face it, I was always more of a visionary than an engineer.
We are getting closer to
Which
the
is why
heart
I
of
had
this
the
place.
foresight
I can feel it.
to insist on the inclusion of a very unique feature. Just in case anyone ever tries to steal my cheese, so to speak.
Break the door down.
I'm going to look for another way in.
Good idea. It's worked before.
Very well. Get to it. Ah, is that a vent of some sort? Not a bad idea. Hurry! Break it open! She's gone. Did she make it to the other side?
A console. Maybe I can access Ted's files from here. There. I'll make a clearance. it. What do you have to say for yourself, Ted?
Somtao's dead. Along with his kid. Found him on the floor of his office this morning, holding hands. Must have poisoned themselves. I never would have put them to sleep. She was just a girl, for Christ's sake. I offered them life. And this is how they repaid me. By leaving me alone. All alone. But I guess I've been alone since this whole thing began. Alone in bearing the burden. For the past. For the future.
Same old Ted. No matter who dies, he's the one feeling sorry for himself.
Liz's future. Liz's children. Someday they'll come, and I'll be here to greet them. Sometimes said my aging has stopped altogether. If anything, my cells are replenishing faster than normal. I just need some time for the mutations to calm down. Time. And energy. Sometimes said the reactor can give me what I need to grow strong again. To get my shit back together. So I can greet the kids. They're gonna need me. My advice. My guidance. And then I won't be alone anymore.
Pharaoh's secrets. Are they here?
Not the ones you're looking for.
Then they must be in there.
Trust me. You don't want to go in there.
Are you mad? I haven't come all this way to stop now. At last, Pharaoh's legacy is mine. Is that?
It's him.
Burn it to ash.
Wait, no. Pharaoh has it rigged to melt down.
Kill them too. No witnesses.
We'll see how this
I'll
goes.
take her out!
Use every resource!
Die, hostile!
You need ammunition! I have it! Are you alright?
I want them dead! You can finish her!
Firing!
I'm not giving up. Rigged the reactor to overflow if he dies. We have to run.
We have to fight!
There is someone!
Back down or else! Strike while they're vulnerable! We're doing well!
Fight me!
That was seriously impressive! You can't stop us! The whole place is shaking! Run!
Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to follow you
Fill
there.
her with arrows! You heard that!
I'll take out the hostage!
These guys are done! Get moving!
Soldiers! Above us!
It's the Outlander Aloy! Go! Got her in Hope that hurt! You feel that?
Stop, come on! We're almost there!
Oh, I'll stay here. That looks a little iffy to me.
We're close now! Come on! Are you okay?
What happened?
We found something that will help. Not just your homeland, but everywhere.
But where's the CO?
He's gone. I guess you could say he gave his life to help us attain the secrets of Thebes.
I see. You must think I'm eminently stupid.
What? No.
The CO was an entitled egotist who twisted our beliefs into a sickening, self-serving fantasy. And you expect me to believe he sacrificed himself for scraps of data? It's time for the truth, and it better be convincing. Otherwise, I'll simply order these soldiers to open fire.
Hold on. You're right. To be honest, the CO screwed everything up. He brought Thebes down around our ears and died like a gutless coward. But we really did find something down there that will help your homeland. If I can take it and use it. Now, if I have to, I will fight my way out of here, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can just let me go. And then take credit when things start to improve.
Success certainly does sound better than failure. It seems then that our destinies are intertwined. Landfall is open to you. If it will help your cause, you may come and go as you please. But Alva must join you and report back on your efforts.
Fair enough.
Thebes is of no further value to us. Obviously, we're going back to the flotilla. Alva, I expect your reports to be thorough.
Oh, I thought he was going to have us killed. Oh, and instead, I get to join you.
Glad to have you. But you're going to need a little help to reach our base. Varl, I made a new friend. I need you to meet her at the Quen Ferry and escort her back.
On it. Can't wait to meet her.
Trust me, you'll love it there. Varl will give you a better focus, and all the data you could ever want. Head to the ferry. I'll join you back east as soon as I can.
A diviner must follow the truth, wherever it leads. I'll see you there.
Now that I have Omega clearance, we should have what we need to capture Hephaestus. But before I head to the ferry, maybe I should stop by Landfall. With the CO gone, maybe more Quen will be willing to talk. Might be worth looking around the island, too. Maybe I can climb something to jump onto the drone. You're mine! Now to get the data from the drone.
Please, Ancestor, please. It's about my brother. I don't mean to disturb you, but I've run my requests through every channel and I've gotten nowhere.
Just take me through it.
Apologies. My name is Jomar. I'm the weapons officer for this expedition. It's my job to ensure the troops are armed and prepared for what's out there. And I've failed to do so. My younger brother, Oris, his unit was sent to scout the tower on the northern side of the island. They should have returned by now. The Overseer has denied my request for a search party, and defying him would mean dismissal. Or worse.
You think they might be alive?
Oris has been obsessed with San Francisco ever since I can remember. He jumped at the chance to join this expedition. I have to believe that fate isn't cruel enough to make this place his tomb. If you help me, I'll get you access to any weapon in my stock.
If I make my way up north, I'll look for your brother.
Thank you. If it helps, my brother carried an ancestral relic with him. I believe your focus might be able to pick it up.
What kind of relic?
A small metal piece dangling from a chain, with a hologram of San Francisco. Which is why my brother always had it with him. The diviners speculated it was some kind of beacon, inviting the ancestors to visit the city.
Speculated? So there was data on it they couldn't read?
It was deemed lost knowledge. If my brother truly is gone, could you maybe bring the relic back for me? It meant so much to Oris. I'd like to keep it safe. For him.
Of course.
diviner and the living ancestors by a phoenix, right?
Sure was.
I should focus on the task at hand.
So once all said and
We'll
done, you
figure
think we might
something out.
return here?
I promise you, we'll find a way home.
Harriam, we're never getting that gyro compass back. We're stuck here. For good.
The Ancestor reborn.
May we be led to truth.
Jess, Aloy, what's this I hear about you never going back home?
Our navigational ships.
They're all gone. Destroyed by storms and reefs, and with them the one instrument we need to guide us across the ocean.
There is one ship that might still hold a working gyro compass.
But it's beyond our reach, beached on an island surrounded by deadly currents. No compass, no way home, no way back to those we should have never left behind in the first place.
Christia.
So what is this?
It's a device used by the ancestors to help, but it only works if the readings are compared.
How'd you get your hands on something like that?
I guess it's safe to tell you, since you carry the gift of the ancestors. The diviners found them on ancient vessels back in our... and modified them so we could use without them. We're at the mercy of the sea.
You said what you need is on a...
Yes. The night we approached landfall, while some ships managed to find safe harbor here, the crew abandoned ship, hoping the ocean would spare.
I thought we'd drown for sure. Thank the ancestors, we somehow got washed up on a beach southwest. Scouts found us and brought us to landfall. Not that it mattered. The only ship with the gyro compass is ground.
So you two...
Navigators, actually.
So you two know how to use this instrument?
The gyro compass. Only I know how to read it. The diviners trained me. Harriam was chosen to memorize the charts found.
So you can't navigate the fleet without each other?
It is the Quen way. The greater the knowledge held by one person alone, the greater the risk it'll be used against the Empire should we be captured by our enemies.
Your tribe sure is... cautious. You mentioned you...
My, wife, Meandra. She works the field in the Great Delta. When I was chosen for this mission, she begged me not. She was scared I wouldn't return. I left without saying goodbye, and...
Maybe I can... I can't do that.
She's an ancestor reborn.
I will not let myself hope.
Don't think I can get to that ship. At least, not now.
Is it me, or did the old ones just look funny?
Welcome back. Aloy, I know your experience in Thebes was unsettling, but we have a new problem.
Did something go wrong with Beta and the rig? Will we be able to transport you to Gemini?
The rig is complete. The problem is Hephaestus itself. It has accelerated its proliferation throughout the Cauldron network, increasing its power.
But with your sub-functions restored, we can still succeed, right?
Correct. But the net effect is that absorbing Hephaestus will take longer than previously calculated.
How long?
Even with Omega clearance, my current estimate is that the merge will take 35 hours.
And each hour increases the risk of detection by the Zeniths. Two cores. Two overrides. What if the merge were carried out by two clones of Elizabeth Sobek, both armed with Omega clearance? How long then? Half the time?
Hephaestus would be unprepared for the simultaneous labor of two operators, in addition to obvious synergetic efficiencies. Calculating. It would reduce the merge time to approximately 4.5 hours.
Okay. Varl, it looks like we're gonna need Beta at Gemini. Do you think you can convince her?
I don't know, but I'll try.
What about our diversion? Are the pulse generators ready?
Only a final test remains. I am confident that if fired in proximity to other cauldrons, the pulses will mask our activities at Gemini from the Zeniths.
Good. As long as Aaron can operate one without shooting himself in the face.
Aloy, you'd better get down here. Beta's in bad shape.
Okay. Drone's reconnected now.
An excellent choice. Aloy.
I know. I just wanted to...
As you wish.
How's all of us settling?
As soon as she arrived, Alva was eager to... A particular file soon caught her attention. Information about a machine assistant devoted to keeping living spaces neat. I informed her that once I am empowered with the abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to design such a machine.
I'm sure she'll... So our plan to cap...
As you wish. We now know that Hephaestus will not...
Which is why I got
Correct. While you were gone. When we get to Gemini, I will need to be in... The second core is for Hephaestus.
And then you'll be able to absorb it.
Not quite. You will need to manually...
How long will that take?
Because the work will be split.
And during that time, the...
Correct. They will each take position at a cauldron door and fire off their device. The energy surge should mask our activities
and then we'll have everything we need to defeat the Zeniths. So I, found Thebes. What do you think Ted would have done if his life extension treatments had worked?
It seems he convinced himself it was his duty to guide future humans. Given the tribal nature of new humans, and his ability to use Omega clearance on the terraforming system, I imagine he would have convinced one or more tribes to worship him as their patriarchal deity.
Okay. Yep, glad that didn't happen. Aside from Gaia Prime and there was one other underground facility that was sealed before the Pharaoh Plague reached it. Elysium. The place where Zero Dawn staff and their families went to live out their lives. Do you know what happened to it?
Elysium was designed to provide life support for 100 years. My data indicates the facility went offline well before then.
Did the Pharaoh Plague find them?
Unknown. My connection to the facility was abruptly severed. As you say.
Anybody seen one of my machine strike pieces around?
Aloy. I tried, but it's impossible.
We don't have a choice.
Good luck.
Beta, you have to come with us. It's the only way. It's one mission. The most important one. We need you. Tell me why you won't go. What if they take me back? Alone, in a cell again. Their slave. Forever. Varl and I will be at Gemini too. I'll protect you. As soon as we get Hephaestus, we'll come straight back here. The Zeniths aren't going to find us. You don't have to be afraid. No! You can't protect me. Nothing can protect me from them. I told you from the beginning we'll never beat them. It's hopeless. Beta. Leave me alone! You don't understand! You're right. I don't understand. We have the same genes, the same mind, the same heart. So why can't you find the strength to do what has to be done? Like Elizabeth would. Don't you think I've thought about that? I don't know what piece of Elizabeth I'm missing. I don't know what you have that I don't. I look through all the data from your focus. You were raised as an outcast, shunned, and isolated just like me, so what's the difference? What's my defect? Beta, you don't have a defect. Beta, look, it's not a piece of Elizabeth. The difference is, I had him. Frost. He raised you, trained you, but he was never warm or loving. The day he died, the day he gave you that charm, he was going to abandon you. He wanted me to embrace the tribe. But then he gave his life for mine. He loved me in his own way. And that was enough. What did it feel like? It was like having a strength that was always there. It's still there. Even now I hear him in my head when things get bad. When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. You don't have to go on the mission. We'll find another way. I'll go. You said you'd try to protect me. I believe you. But you have to promise me one thing. Yes, of course. If it goes bad, if the Zeniths find us, I don't want to be their slave again. Do you understand? Okay. Promise? I promise. I could use as much time as you can give me to study up on the merge, to make it as efficient as possible. I'll be ready when you are. I swear.
Aloy, whenever you're ready, come speak to me and I'll ask the others to make final preparations for the mission.
I'm quite certain that it's a unique situation.
I know.
Hey, I thought I'd check.
Are you sure we shouldn't be? Whatever went on between you and Beta sounded... Not that I'm judging. Forge knows all the screws flew loose every time,
I think we'll be fine.
I'm glad to hear it.
Have you spoken with Alva?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She took to that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. But I can see why you two hit it off.
Anybody take you up on that ale you—
Zoe can't stand the smell of it. I tried Alva, but I don't think she knows what taking a break means. And I'm not putting Varl anywhere near that stuff after that victory party in Meridian.
What about Catalo?
Ah, now there's a man that can hold his liquor. Pretty sure we downed half a keg. We had a good chat, I think.
You look tired.
Ha! You never want to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. I wouldn't want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Erend. After we get Hephaestus, we'll be taking the fight to the Zeniths.
It wasn't that bad. Not really. Besides, going through all that data... You know, the soldiers, the ones that fought the Pharaoh machines so Gaia could be built, they were fighting a battle that couldn't be won. Not with all the weapons in the world. I think most of them realized that, whether anyone said it or not. They still did it, though. They bought time for all the eggheads working to save the future. Our future. As long as I can do that for you, I'll consider myself a success.
Thank you, Erend.
Okay, enough. I'm gonna get emotional.
I should go.
Same here.
Aloy, it sounded like you guys had a, lively conversation.
We just had a lot to talk about.
Does this mean she's coming with us to Gemini?
It does. I hope you're ready to rein in the most stubborn AI of all time.
That's what all this was for.
Hephaestus won't go down quietly.
Hephaestus is just a program that's lost its way. I can always call upon the goddess if you're nervous.
Funny. You were right, you know, about keeping Rost's memories buried. I guess part of me thought he was holding me back, because he wanted me to be a Nora. But the truth is, he gave me a lot. And I took him for granted.
He was a good man. He raised you well.
How does everyone—
Anxious, but ready. I heard Catalo ask for Alva's help with his pulse generator. And I know he's been helping her with a few fighting techniques, just in case.
I hope they aren't needed.
Like I said, just in case.
Any last findings you want to share before leaving?
Not really. Though,
Oh?
when we put Gaia together, I want to return to the Nora. spread.
You think they'll listen to you?
In time,
If anyone can make it happen. Once Gaia is back up and running, I expect you to put all your training to good use.
the seeds have been planted. All they need. What? I thought that was pretty good. Zoe liked it.
I'm glad you and Zoe found each other.
Don't forget, you're to blame for that.
What will you and Zoe do if you go back to the
I hope she'll come with me. At least, and I'll go with her to Plainsong too. She'll probably want to talk to her people about all this as well. We'll figure it out.
I know you will. I hope firing off those pulse generators will be enough to distract this.
It'll work.
Always optimistic.
Nah, just stubborn. It's a good quality to have when dealing with you.
Yeah, right. I'm glad you're coming with.
Sure there's no urge to run off alone in there?
No more running. Hey, we'll be going after...
I've already got the location of my assigned...
Good.
I heard you and Beta had a...
News travels fast.
It wasn't exactly a quiet conversation.
There were just things that...
A healthy crop to those who clear the weeds between them, as the Utaru say.
Have you met our new Quen guest?
I could barely keep up as she gave herself a tour of the base. Varl gave her a new focus. Though when he told her she was free to access all the data we have here, she turned so pale I thought she'd faint on the spot. We showed her to the archive room so she could see for herself. She hasn't left the place.
That sounds like Alva. You look like you have something on your mind.
We're going to war soon. And war is something I promised myself I'd left behind in the Red Raids. But the more of your data I go through, every voice I hear, it makes me realize just how much life was given so that ours could flourish. Fighting for that gift, if we fail...
Helps to know you're not alone.
For a moment there.
I don't know what you're talking about. How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Aaron's been busy scouring data on his newest obsession. Apparently the old ones wrestled machines as some kind of performance. Called it metal versus meat. A must-see battle between steel and flesh. You'd think we have enough of that going around as it is.
How are things with
Apparently called it meat. You'd think we haven't...
Read anything interesting?
I found out the old ones use leaf infusions like the Utaru do. Apparently it helped soothe them. That and some sort of scented wax they use cleanse their aura. Plus something called me. I think I'll stick to singing.
I should go.
As soon as
you'll hear about it.
Aloy!
Right to work, I see.
There's just so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing! And you, a true reincarnate, genetically speaking, of course, not like the, late. And there's more ancestors out there, returned from beyond. Of course, they're trying to kill us, which is not great. And Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and...
Okay. How about we take it one step at a time?
You're right. I also owe you an explanation for... Oh! And...
Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why Diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only Overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in...
Right. I'll start. He was an Imperial. The Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Faro, whom we consider the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Faro, revered ancestor.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Pharaoh spent a great deal of time in In fact, many of the most important. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an exit across the ocean might solve our most pressing. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city. Perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named Sio, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. The living embodiment of Ted Faro, a renewer. It may seem strange now, but for it, we really believed he would say. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
You said the expedition across the sea was more dangerous than you thought. What happened?
We lost most of our ship and scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols up and we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse. But nothing improved the CEO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dying. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door. And more convinced that the title of CEO was no mere... You heard him? Spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of... We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing...
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see... But what the CEO became was a complete perversion of what principal diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness.
So, Bohai, your overseer.
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted to always do what's best for him.
Yep, sounds about right. The ancestors is...
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of those whose legacy taught us agriculture, warfare, leadership, and patronage.
The CEO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our...
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help you...
Her name is Alika. Our parents are commoners. Peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research account.
Why?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see not even your family. Unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
It sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge. Last time I was allowed to see my family was just before our voyage. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along...
I promise I'll do my best to make sure it does. You mentioned Eric Visser?
The Zenith who tried to kill... He is known to the Quen as the Protector. Combing through data related to his work led us to breakthroughs related to weapons and military tactics. Knowledge our rulers use to conquer and expand. That's why he's one of our most revered ancestors. But, based on your encounter with him, it appears he's even more ruthless than we ever... Yet another distorted interpretation.
Well, At least you're piecing together the...
If only the overseers back home would do the same.
Beta mentioned other Zeniths. Tilda, Verbena.
I'm afraid I don't know it. Whatever legacy they left behind, the Diviner...
Must be strange to think that some of the ancestors your tribe reveres are still alive. And here on Earth, right now.
Yeah, it is. Part of me's curious to know who else besides Eric Visser might be among them. Maybe Nikita Arand? We call her the Spark. The legacy tells us she brought unlimited energy. Or Sung Jiao, whom we call the Healer. It is said she found new ways to extend the ancestors. But my curiosity fades when I think of our view of Visser was, compared to the reality that you would. Perhaps it is better not.
I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet.
It's funny because one of your friends, not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
We grew up very differently.
Yes.
I hope everyone's been...
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been... And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit. I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so... free when she did it. Like, every emotion she had was taking flight in song. And she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime.
Maybe.
If you need anything before heading...
You have nothing. Gaia's explained your plan in detail, as expected from such an efficient AI. I've even received some very, you know, in case...
What kind of advice? For now. I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than what would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover. With this, I've been able to establish search parameters to... This could revolutionize how diviners analyze... That is, whatever part of it the overseers would actually let us study.
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such... And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within... But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of...
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I'm particularly interested... We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that, and we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a life. The sheer calculations needed for space travel. It's so...
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night. You mentioned there was...
Yes. So, as I was I found references to an old world system back in the Great... It's called Leviathan. My people discovered it decades ago. A sprawling network of river gates and a labyrinth of underground... The legacy revealed that the old ones used... But we've never gotten it to work. But the data from the greenhouse mentions the research facility where Leviathan was created. It's in San Francisco.
Another Pharaoh facility?
No. Leviathan was a project by Eileen. So, the legacy tells us, if we can acquire that data, we might be able to fix the system back in the... Every year, my sister gets terrified when the long rains begin. With Leviathan, maybe
Okay. So...
That's the thing. But one of our diviners has been exploring... Would you come with me? You're much better at fighting machines.
Of course.
Thank you.
I should go.
Of course. Before you do, it sounded like there was an...
Not anymore.
To understand one another is to embrace...
And, like I said, I'll let you know when I'm in landfall.
I appreciate it.
Aloy, are you well?
Had a bit of an issue with Beta. It's better.
Ah.
Really?
I once knew a warrior who discovered he had a brother late in life. It was deeply uncomfortable for him.
Did he ever get over it?
In time. But not before the two siblings nearly killed each other in a single combat.
Ah. Well, were you able to finish the new arm Gaia was helping you with?
Indeed. I was hoping we could
Have you spoken?
The Quen is peculiar. Her mind is sharp. That much is certain. But it's hard to imagine her surviving in the wilds.
Trust me. She's tougher.
I will take your word for it.
You nervous about the mission?
If I live, it will be in victory. If I die, it will be in battle. What matters most is that you achieve your objective.
I'll do my best. You nervous about the
If I live, what matters most...
I'll do my best. How are your studies going?
I wanted to learn more about the world of the...
And?
I looked up this pharaoh Gaia said you went look and learned about the plague of machines he unleashed. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by... There is no glory or honor in such a fate. Only you...
That about sums it up. Think you're ready to put all your training...
I am Tenakth.
You wanted to talk about...
Indeed. It's time to...
Okay. How are we doing this?
Not how. Where? Will you meet me right where the river bends?
Sure, if you want, but...
You'll see when we get there. I promise.
Then I'll let you know when I get close.
You have my thanks, Aloy.
I should go.
I await your order.
Like I said.
May the 10...
There's Quen stuff in here now. Must be all of us.
I wonder what it's like, being in space.
It sounds very...
Hello again, Aloy. Hello, Aloy.
So,
Yes. I am continuously impressed by the complexity. Despite the unpleasant circumstances that led to your quarrel, I am pleased to see you have both found an agreeable resolution.
Well, two heads are better than one, right?
Yes. Are you ready to depart or we can continue our conversation?
So, about Beta. She's been through so much.
You have both endured many different in almost every respect. I like to think of you as two miracles. Or
3, then. 'Then. 'Let's not forget about you, Gaia. 3, then. Let's not forget about you, Gaia. 3, then. 'Let's 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 not forget about you, Gaia. 3, then When I set out to find a way to bring... I never thought we'd be here, like this.
They have all come a long way with their improvised education. Varl has suggested that one day we might extend this model to more tribal inhabitants once the biosphere has been...
Yeah, that's not such a bad idea. As long as... So what will happen to this place while we're at...
All systems within this facility will... As Minerva will no longer be masking this the facility will be exposed to... Though without my presence, it is unlikely to attract...
Let's hope so. Gaia?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. We exchange it listening to...
Your friend?
Yes, though I am...
She was okay with that. Thanks, Gaia. I'll be off.
Did you know there used to be a rainforest so big the old ones called it the lungs of the planet?
All this time, I've been so focused on what Elizabeth was like, what she would do. I was wrong to hold Beta to that standard. I probably shouldn't even be doing it to myself. I'll try to do better. So much of who I am is because of Rost. Even now, he's still teaching me. And he'd probably scold me for taking so long to learn the lesson.
And of course, data corrupted. Pizza?
Maybe you can find the recipe?
I think it was just flat bread.
If the Banuk can survive freezing, so can I.